In this session, I am going to discuss about Carnatic Wars. Anglo-French conflict, otherwise called it as the Carnatic Wars. Totally 3 wars took place in Indian soil between the British and the French. These wars were called it as a Carnatic Wars. First Carnatic War, 1746 to 48. Among the Europeans, those who arrived into India, the Portuguese, they lost their hold in India. The Dutch concentrated their interest in Southeast Asia. Then India was left over to the English and the French among the European powers. The English and the French maintained good relations with each other in the first half of the 18th century, but the good relations between the two could not continue for long. Both the English and French entered into commercial rivalry with each other and contest among themselves for the control of the trade and political powers. The contest took place in 4 phases. They fought 3 wars against each other in Karnataka, which broke up the power of the French to resist the English directly. In the last phase between 1778 to 1815, the French tried to eliminate the British rulers by helping the native rulers like Nizam of Hyderabad, Tipu of Mysore, and the Maratha chiefs by training their armies on the European model. But that too failed. British eliminated French completely from India. First Carnatic War, causes. First one is the disintegration of the Mughal Empire, growing trade rivalry between Britain and French, political ambitions of each other, that means France and Britain. Fourth one, the real cause was the beginning of Austrian Succession War. It took place in Austria in the year 1714, in which both were British and French were in opposite camps. Both were fought in every part of the world where it could be possible. Causes of the First Carnatic War. The primary French trading station in the Carnatic region was at Pondicherry. Britain's primary trading center was at Madras. When the First Carnatic War started, Austrian Succession War started in Europe, both the companies were tried for peace in India and requested their home government for suing peace. The French government agreed, but the British government paid no heed of the request of the French. In return, the British dispatched a naval fleet to destroy the French trade. It destroyed a few French ships in the Indian Ocean, including the ships belonged to Dupleix. Thus, the war started in the year 1746. Dupleix, the French governor, sought help from La Bourdonnais, French naval commander at Mauritius. La Bourdonnais forced the English naval commander Petain to withdraw towards Hooghly and attacked Madras and captured. La Bourdonnais got bribes from the English and refused to hand over Madras to Dupleix. Then later attacked Madras and captured. Both the Nawab's army and the French met at Santom on the banks of the river Adayar and was completely defeated by the French. The war indicated the weakness of the Indian military system. Dupleix attempted to capture the English fort at St. David but failed after 18 months of siege. At the same time, English tried to capture Pondicherry. That too ended into a failure one. Suddenly, the war between that is France and Britain in Europe ended by the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle and peace was restored automatically in India too. By the Treaty of Madras in India, the First Carnatic War was ended between French and English. It was neither decisive war nor any change in territorial possession, but it had some importance. First one is exposed military weakness of the Indian rulers, well-disciplined armies of the Europeans. Third one is importance of the navy. Fourth one is raised the prestige of the English and the French. Then we come to the Second Carnatic War. Second Carnatic War causes. Hindu powers were anxious to wrest power for themselves from the crumbling Mughal Empire. Second reason, Dupleix, the governor of French trading, had elaborate plan for increasing influence by making alliances with the Hindu princes. Third reason, Britain took opposite side in opposition to the French. That is, what are the situations leading to the war? First one, in Tanjore, Saji asked help from the English against the de facto ruler Pratap Singh, and Saji promised to hand over Devi Kote in return for the help of the English. In the first attempt, English failed, but in the second attempt to capture Devikote made success. But at the same time, Pratap Singh made peace with the English and hand over not only Devikote but also nearby territories too. The English then left the cause of Saji Asafja Nizam ul Mulk. This was the what we discussed, that was in Tanjore. In Hyderabad, Asafja Nizam ul Mulk, the ruler of Hyderabad, died on 21st May 1748. Therefore, the throne was contested between Nasir Jang, the second son, and the Muzaffar Jang, his grandson. The capital and treasury occupied by Nasir Jang. Muzaffar Jang went to the Marathas to seek support. There he met Chanda Sahib, the son of Dost Ali, the former ruler of Karnataka. Both the Chanda Sahib and Muzaffar Jang approached Dupleix for support. Chanda Sahib attacked Karnataka with the help of Muzaffar Jang and the French. 3rd August 1749, he killed its ruler Anwaruddin in the Battle of Ambur and forced his son Muhammad Ali to seek shelter at the fort of Trichinopoli and occupied Karnataka. In this juncture, English helped Muhammad Ali and Nasir Jang. While Chanda Sahib was fighting against Tanjore, Nasir Jang attacked Karnataka with English and defeated the combined forces of Chanda Sahib and French on the river banks of Jinji. Chanda Sahib retreated. Muzaffar Jang surrendered to his uncle Nasir Jang. But Dupleix did not lose his courage. He conspired against Nasir Jang and murdered him. In 1750, Muzaffar Jang was declared Nizam and Chanda Sahib was the Nawab of Karnataka. But anyhow, French failed because they failed to capture Trichinopoli. In the year 1751, Muhammad Ali, with the help of English, attacked Arcot, the capital of Karnataka, to release pressure on Trichinopoli. Robert Clive helped to recapture Karnataka and accepted as the Nawab. In this situation, Dupleix was recalled by the French and Godegu was replaced as a French governor and signed the treaty with the English. Second Carnatic War came to an end by the signing of this treaty. Results: English possession over the fort of St. George and St. David and Devikote was accepted by the French. French withdrew their right over Masulipatam. Both the companies had nearly equal territorial possessions in the south. Okay. Then the Third Karnataka War. 1758 took place in the year 1758, ended in the year 1763. As like First Karnataka War. First Karnataka War took place in the year 1746 and 48. It was not an actual war. It was the war. First Carnatic War was an echo of First Austrian Succession War that took place in Europe. As like the Third Karnataka War started because of 7 years war started in Europe between Britain and France and started attacking each other's possessions in 1757. The French captured larger parts of Karnataka, though they failed to capture the English like Trichinopoli, Arcot, Madras, St. David, etc. English captured all important places of the French in Bengal and Bihar like Chandranagur and their factories in Balasur, Patna, Kazim Bazar, etc. This is the situation before it took place, the war. In the year 1758, Count de Lally came as the commander of the French forces as well as the governor of the company. He assigned two tasks. One is he had to turn out the English from India. The second one is he had to improve the administration of the company. He captured Saint David immediately after his arrival in India. Next planned to attack Madras, but the governor of Pondicherry showed his inability to finance. So Lally attacked Tanjore to get booty, but he withdrew without any success. In this meantime, Count D. H, naval commander like La Bourdonnais, was defeated by the English commander Pocock on the sea. He went to Mauritius. Lally besieged Madras in the year 1758. He recalled Bussy from Hyderabad for help, but he failed to gain any success. The English captured Masulipatam. Lally was forced to raise the siege of Madras in 1759. The war continued, but the French were mostly on defense. On 22nd January 1760, the Battle of Vandivas took place. The French were defeated decisively, but Bussy was taken prisoner. The battle sealed the fate of the French in India. Pondicherry was besieged by the English and Lally forced to surrender after a few months on 16th March 1761. After the fall of Pondicherry, the English easily captured the rest of the French cities. The defeat of the French was complete. In Europe, 7 years war ended in the year 1763 and the Peace of Paris was signed. Thus, the Karnataka War too ended in India. It was sealed the fate of the French in India forever. And among the European powers, Britain alone was left to contest against the native rulers for the sovereignty of India. In this three Carnatic Wars, French met a great defeat. So we have to discuss the causes of the failure of the French. First one is the superior position of the company. Company means British East India Company. Then second one is France did not pay much attention towards the affairs in India. How the British government supporting the British to focus their attention towards in India. But the French did not pay much more attention towards the affairs in India. Then third one, the occupation of Bengal by the English caused a great defeat to the French. Then fourth one, the superiority of the British Navy when we compare to that of the French. Quarrels among French officers. French officers, those who were appointed, they were not worked unanimously. Okay, due to that, due to this reason, the French were failed. Then Duplessis mistakes. Finally, Duplessis mistakes lead for the failure of the French.